Behind her, a robber who is going to show up very quickly with a gun, and he's going to point the gun at her and then go jump behind the counter, demand the money.
Yeah, whoa.
Todd-Town family, what's the biz? Y'all already know what it is. Sending that positive energy to my Todd-Town family. Y'all know how I rock. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content you don't want to miss. Tune in. Anywho, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town.
As someone with Scottish ancestry, today's video makes me proud of my people. Hi everyone, welcome to today's evidence-based defensive lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I'm so glad you're here to learn today. I am your host, as always, John Correa, and today's video comes to us from Dunfermline in Scotland. Family-owned shop here, according to the news story I've linked in the description. You can see a clerk behind the counter, and you see the lady that is a customer at the top here. Behind her, a robber who is going to show up very quickly with a gun, and he's going to point the gun at her and then go jump behind the counter, demand the money, going to throw a bag kind of at her, and then jump behind the counter, but she's not having it, man. She's like, no, I'm not giving you that stuff. And is going to try to push him out of the way. You can see another customer come from the back, and now the guy comes from way back. He was an employee as well. Comes and punches the guy in the back of the head several times, and then is grabbing for the gun there. And you see the female employee is going to get on him as well. Another male employee shows up, and they are going to grab a hold of his beanie and rip it off his head. Take the gun away from him.
He tried the wrong ones that day.
And give him a little bit of a good old-fashioned potluck. The news story says that they held him until police arrived and arrested him. Turns out that gun that he had was a BB gun.
Wow.
The news story said no one was
the way he was handling it,
injured in this one, though he did get himself a little bit of an educational beatdown. If you go read the news story that I've linked in the description, a good, well-meaning bystander put a GoFundMe together to thank these employees for stopping that crime. Raised like 2,800 pounds, and so I hope they stay through a heck of a party with it. Hey, did you know that you can pick up some ASP merch on our website? There is a link in the description. We don't talk about it all the time on here. It's not something that we focus on too much. But if you'd like some, there is some there in the link in the description. As we always say here at Active Self-Protection, you 100% have the right to stop someone from stealing from you. You have the right to stop an armed robber. You have the right to protect yourself. And I believe that the right to self-defense is a human right. It is a worldwide human right, not just relegated to the U.S. Now, that said, firearms ownership very rare in Scotland, okay? So they have very strict gun control in the U.K., and carry for defensive purposes is completely out, even carrying an OC spray or anything like that. But the old adage says, I am the weapon and everything else is just tools. And these folks showed that attitude, I think, is the #1 requirement for successful self-defense. So kudos to them. They crushed it on this one, and I have nothing but pride for them. Now, that said, dude shows up and points a gun in your face like this guy is going to do here. We always say, assume it's real, assume it's loaded, and assume he's willing to use it, because that's the conservative bet here. Now, in this case, it's a fake gun. And if you're smart and you understand firearms, and he's pointing the barrel right at your eyeballs there, you might be able to look and go, dude, that's a BB gun. And recognize that. You may not even say that to him. But if you can't recognize that and you don't know for sure that that's a BB gun, I would treat it as if it's real. And I would not do the kind of half-hearted resistance that this female clerk did. I just wouldn't do it. But, if you do recognize it, okay, fine. You want to fight, you better have the empty-handed skills in order to do so. And that takes some time on the mat, so I hope that you're putting in that time. Now, guy jumps behind the counter, and she's going to kind of just like bump him and not allow him to come in. You're going to see the second female employee come in. And now our third guy, the Spider-Man, shows up too. And I think this is a funny place to stop it, because he's jumping in behind, and he is just coming in like Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball here. Now, I will say, the female employee, I admire her courage. She's a high responder, but you better have the attitude, you better have skills and plan to back that up. Does she have those empty-handed skills? I don't know. It doesn't look like she's a highly trained martial artist to me, which again says that attitude is the way. Let's watch our male jump in here. And again, he is not necessarily an MMA fighter, but he at least knows how to throw a punch. And he throws a punch right in the back of this guy's head. Now, I want to be cautious with that because you can break bones with a closed fist doing that. This is one of those reasons that we talk about doing that with an open hand and whacking them in the back of the head with a palm strike rather than with a closed fist, because with a closed fist, you are going to break bones, or at least you have a higher chance of that, specifically in the back of the head. Whereas with the open hand, you do just as much damage, especially on the back of his head, without the risk to your fingers. So that's a technique thing to kind of think through. Great courage by him here, though, grabbing a hold of that guy, especially not knowing if that gun was real or not. Now, of course, with all this, work as a team. Once you get this guy going, tell this person, I got this, you get that. Somebody get his legs down. Somebody grab a hold of the gun, or pull his head back. And you're going to notice here, as they pull his head back, once they get him off his balance and move his head, where the head goes, the body goes. So I like to say one of the techniques that we work on all the time is tweaking someone's nose. You know, if I pick his nose up, or if I push it over to the side, his head follows, and where his head goes, the rest of him goes as well. Technique thing that you learn on the mat. These folks, man, they crushed it. Nothing but props to them. Really well done. They covered their ass.
The good old educational beatdown. I want you guys to know that that is not out of the ordinary for the Scottish people. They have the highest amount of hospitality and respect, especially for each other. Just me, you know, being, you know, around and known for some. And that's just how they get down. They don't, you know, the gun laws and things may be strict out there, but I tell you, they don't need them. That's how they almost go down just about every time. I can tell you that for sure. The co-workers are a fantastic team. I mean, that's what you, that is teamwork at the highest. You guys should be proud for sure. Like I say, man, he chose the wrong ones that day, and you can definitely call it potluck because they all start dishing it out. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Peace.
Yeah. Whoa.